So Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, he's also in Asia like Trump, and he gave a speech at the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Now, during his speech, he also spoke with reporters, and as our relationship with Canada has deteriorated this week, I want to show you what Carney said. Welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. Let's get there. Hit subscribe, watch, comment, and share, because this stuff, well, it's important. So let's get into Carney's remarks. A reporter asked him if he would meet with Trump. Play that clip.
Prime Minister Sarah Ritchie with the Canadian Press. Have you had any contact with President Trump since Thursday?
I have not.
Given that President Trump said today on Air Force One, I don't know if you heard this, but in the last hour, he said he doesn't plan to meet with you for a long time. Is it worth continuing to pursue a discussion, a meeting, a phone call with him at this point?
I didn't see the comment. Look, we stand ready to sit down with the United States, myself with the President, my colleagues with their colleagues, when the U.S. is ready to sit down. We had made considerable progress on a supplement to the trading relationship that we had, considerable progress in the areas of steel, aluminum, and energy, associated areas as well. And as I just said, we're ready to sit down when they are ready to do that. If they're not ready to do that, as those comments indicate, then we were always going to do these things, to be clear. We're going to first and foremost build our economy, build it with generational investments, and you will see that not just the scale of the ambition, but the speed with which we put that into effect in the budget on November 4th, and continue to do what we've been doing over the course of the last few days and over the course of recent months, which is to build those other partnerships and deepen those other partnerships on which we're getting very much traction. Thank you.
Next question, Murray.
And that's the part that Trump and these enabler idiots should be worried about, is allowing our largest and closest trading partner to start going to other countries and deepening those ties. Because once they deepen those ties, there's no reason for them ever to break them. Now, another reporter goes on and asks Carney if he thinks Trump is interested in making a deal with Canada. Play that clip.
Prime Minister, given everything that we've seen, do you really think the United States is interested in making a trade deal with Canada?
Look, we are their second largest trading partner. We provide a series of essential goods for their economy. We are one of many providers, but we provide in some areas essential goods for their economy. And we create more room for them to do other things. I'll give you an example. If you look at Canadian exports of aluminum to the United States, and aluminum is bauxite and energy. I mean, there's a little more to it, but can simplify it to that. The embedded energy in the Canadian aluminum exports, which provides 60% of the aluminum to the U.S. market, is the equivalent of the energy of 10 Hoover dams in the United States. Now, is the best use of that scale of energy, creating that scale of energy to make aluminum in the United States, as opposed to continue to foster and power the AI revolution, which the U.S. is leading, or power homes and others? I mean, these are decisions for the United States to make. Point being, as a supplier to the United States, and I gave aluminum as one, I could give many examples, we are an important supplier in many areas.
Yes, yes. Beyond that, it's not just aluminum, it's steel, it's soft lumber, it's also energy itself. The entire northeast of the United States is actually powered by Canada. So another reporter then goes on and asks Carney if he's making contingency plans, which I'm sure he is, if no deal can be made with the United States. Play that clip.
Donald Trump says he doesn't want to see you at all at APEC. Has the Canadian government given any consideration to the possibility that he doesn't want to negotiate? And do you have a contingency plan for that?
We have lots of, yes. The short answer is yes. To your follow-up, no, I'm not about to detail those contingency plans. But I will go to the big, obvious plan that is there in plain sight and will be further detailed in the budget on November 4th. And we have been saying this for months. I said this before I was elected. Emphasize the importance of us giving ourselves far more than any foreign government could take away, whatever the trading environment. And that's to build at home and to build strong at home. And we intend to unleash hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars of investment right here at home. Well, not right here, but metaphorically there at home in Canada while we're building these partnerships.
I want you just to sort of take a look at Carney as a statesman and compare it to what you saw there at that Japanese meeting in my previous episode. Meanwhile, reporter then goes on and asks Carney how his relationship with Trump, some question that I've been thinking about a lot. How did this relationship with Trump go south so fast? What happened? Play that clip.
Less than a month ago, you were at the White House. You seemed very cordial, friendly with President Trump. The two of you were joking. You said you were going to walk away with a good deal. He said that we would be very happy. Is the U.S. toying with Canada? And how did your relationship with Donald Trump go south so fast?
It's a question for him.
Yeah, it is a question for him. But then again, we've seen this over and over and over and over again. Look at Zelensky. One time they're throwing him out of the Oval Office. Got Shady Vance making fun of him. Next time, it's a love fest. Right after a phone call with Putin on the third meeting, boom, right back to being anger, going south. Now look, obviously, this week's drama with Canada, according to at least Trump, is because of the ad that Ontario put out using Ronald Reagan's words on tariffs. By the way, Ronald Reagan's words, you've heard it. I played it for you on the previous episode. Reporter goes on and he asks Carney if he's actually upset with Doug Ford for putting out that ad. Play the clip.
If it is true that a TV ad, that you were close to a deal exchanging term sheets, and a TV ad caused all of this to be canceled, halted, Trump does not want to meet, are you upset at Premier Doug Ford for running this ad? If this is true that this ad spoiled something that was very close?
Look, I'd say the following, which is that in any complicated, high-stakes negotiation, you can get unexpected twists and turns, and you have to keep your cool during those situations. It doesn't pay to be upset. Emotions don't carry you very far. And we had made progress, to repeat. And we stand by the progress that had been made. The Government of Canada does. And we are ready, when appropriate, to pick that up.
Yeah, except an ad of Ronald Reagan's words during an address to the nation seems to have sparked an anger in this administration that would derail one of our oldest, longest, and best relationships. And I'm not just saying that as a Canadian myself. I'm saying it because it's true. Now, Doug Ford, he went on CNN with Jake Tapper to talk about the ad and the subsequent fallout. Doug Ford explained the ad's goal was to inform Americans. And you know what? Kudos to him, it worked. Play the clip.
Mm-hmm. CNN's news gathering partner, CBC, reports that your anti-Trump rhetoric, your criticism of Trump, came up repeatedly during trade negotiations. Was that intentional at all, being the bad cop?
Well, I've never said anything personal about President Trump. In our ad, it was very ironic that President Trump saw it and he said, yeah, that was a good ad. If I was Canada, I'd run the same ad. And then all of a sudden he wakes up in the morning, someone whispers something in his ear, and now he's not happy. But it was an ad to inform the people in the U.S., and mission accomplished.
Yeah, mission accomplished is right. And again, it was not AI manipulated. It was Ronald Reagan's exact words. Now, Ford went on and explained that his job, it's not to appease Trump. It is to protect the largest economy in Canada. Play that clip.
After you spoke with your Prime Minister, Mark Carney, you paused the campaign, effective today, so that trade talks could resume. Did Carney demand that you do that?
No, he doesn't demand anything off me. I have a job to protect the largest economy in Canada, the engine of Canada, 16.5 million people, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm protecting the steel jobs, the auto jobs, the life science jobs, the manufacturing jobs. That's my duty as the Premier of Ontario.
And he's right. That's his job. And if your job happens to conflict with a neighboring country that happens to be a trading ally, well, so be it. Because he has to answer to his people, not our people, but to his people, considering they are not attached to the United States as far as being our 52nd state. Now, he also spoke about how Trump ran on creating more jobs here in America. But as we all know, despite what they say, the job numbers are seriously down. Play that clip.
Sir, so you said this morning that this was, quote, the most successful ad in the history of North America. Is the additional 10% tariff on Canadians also part of that success?
Well, first of all, Jake, thanks for having me on. I start off every interviewing saying that Canadians love Americans. I love America. I love Americans. I lived there for 20 years. And that my intention was to bring this to the American people and tell them that tariffs, protectionism does not work. Ronald Reagan was a free trader, the greatest president, in my opinion, ever. And we wanted to get the message out. And did the message get out? 100%. It had 11.4 billion with a B impressions. We talk in the media, but views around the world. And again, we just want to make sure that we work side by side with our closest friends and allies. A tariff on Canada is a tax on Americans. President Trump.
It is. You hear me saying it all the time, right? Tariffs are taxes. Consumers pay tariffs. Just keep saying those same 3-word slogans, and that's the slogan that should be in this ad. Meanwhile, finally, Doug Ford said that Trump's protectionism, it's not going to work because tariffs, again, are a tax on Americans. I don't know why everybody's not saying it. It should be on everybody's T-shirts. Play the clip.
Canada's unemployment rate, as I'm sure I don't need to tell you, is now at its highest point in 9 years. Do you have any regrets about stirring the pot, possibly making things harder on your fellow Canadians due to this retaliation from President Trump?
No, I don't believe so. The person that started this whole thing around the world, not just with Canada, is President Trump. And the American people are finally feeling the effects of tariffs. And it's going to continue. The more tariffs, it's more of a tax on Americans and less jobs for America. If anyone reads into many speeches Ronald Reagan did after the free trade agreement with Canada with former Prime Minister Brian Mulroney, which is no longer with us. He was one of my mentors, and he created more jobs, not only in Canada, but also in the U.S. than we've ever seen.
Remember, Canada, one of our closest allies. Yeah, they're going through the same situation that we are here in America. They have an unemployment issue. So do we. Fact is, our unemployment numbers are getting worse to the extent that Trump, his administration isn't even putting out the numbers anymore. For under the claim that they haven't been done right for so long that they have to reestablish a methodology for doing it. What that translated means, you ain't getting those numbers. And that's why it's important to help to grow this community. So hit subscribe, watch again, comment, and share, because we have to put an end to this before it's too late. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.